Okay.
All right, we have sound now.
Hello? Hello?
Check, check, check.
Hello? Hello, Mr.
Should I sing you a song? Hey.
Hello. It was a good show, too. Well, fuck it. It's over. We're done.
Bye. Peace out, Cub Scouts. Have a great day.
Okay.
So.
Okay, we have sound. We didn't think to check.
Rewind,
for volume.
go ahead.
Okay, so, okay, really fast. Rock, paper, scissors. Oh, pick my nose. Oh, I just go. Okay, I'm
Oh, we
Michelle.
all did the same one too. I'm Amy,
I'm Janelle.
and we are all chicks that ride. There you go.
Okay.
got it right that
Yeah,
Good. Woo-hoo.
we did better with the volume than without because we were like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
So this is Janelle. She's our
Yay.
friend, and she rides, and she's fucking badass like we are. So.
There you
Yay.
go.
Hey, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
today's show is about.
Relationships and riding.
Oh, you believe
Yeah.
Rewind.
So I was talking about how I'm married to Yankee Dave. Everybody knows that. Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm married to Yankee Dave. We ride a lot together. I get guilty when I want to ride with ladies, but then I also get pissed off if he rides without me. And then Amy's dating somebody that doesn't ride.
Drink your coffee. Don't spit it. We'll
You
skip
know-
over that and go to Janelle.
Janelle's divorced, and she was married to somebody that was in a club. So it's like three totally different perspectives.
Right.
And you were just sharing, and we can kind of.
So-
yeah. So
Go
tell us.
about you. I had asked Janelle when we had no sound. Thank you, Gary, for letting us know that. We
Yes,
appreciate
thank
you.
Thank you for tuning in and telling us.
Right. Yeah, it's just funny to just watch our comical faces. Anyway, I know. Yeah.
And he just said, "There you go," and I can picture him going, "There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
There you
Governor."
go, Governor. Okay, so I had just asked Janelle what it was like when because she rides, and her husband, how her husband felt about it, and what dynamics they had in their relationship regarding riding.
Yes. So in 2012, I was in a major motorcycle accident on the back of my husband's bike. So I didn't ride for like 4 years. I went and I took that safety course because I had PTSD so bad. And
For being on the back.
yes, from being on the back. I wanted to make sure I was able to ride again
Right.
and ride correctly and safe. So speed it up a little bit. So I was in this 17-year marriage, and my husband ended up leaving me. I felt that I wasn't important enough, that his club was more important. It was all about brothers, brothers, brothers. And, you know, I enjoyed riding with my husband on my own bike. And so I rode with my girlfriend Tammy a lot. Hey Tam, I know
Hey,
you're
Tam.
watching.
Hi, Tam.
So, you know, it kind of felt like I was in a one-sided relationship. Just a few months ago, we ended up getting a divorce, and from Northern California, I came to Florida.
Janelle's like, "I want to ride.
Yeah.
I gotta ride.
I want to ride all the time. I'm not your typical weekend rider or anything. I will ride through anything, sleet, snow, rain. I love my bike. I have a 99 Dyna Super Glide, and her name is Gypsy.
She's available. I have a new person to hook up."
Okay, so that's because Amy recently became off the market.
Yeah.
I have a question though before so when you rode with the club, because we haven't experienced a lot of people, women in clubs, you know, with married to club members that ride their own.
Yes.
So did you ride with the club? Like, were you a member of the club? Were you
I
separated from it?
was a member of the club for a little while, and I ended up taking off my patch because I didn't feel that I was worthy enough, because of the fact, you know, I wasn't representing what they believed in. And so, yeah, and I rode with them. I rode in big pack rides. I like riding side by side. And so I just, because I want to know, hey, are we going left, are we going right? And, you know, a lot of people, they know how to give you the directions. Hey, 2 signals, and we're going left, you know, or right. Oop, whoop, 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 whoop.
Yankee Dave does that.
So, yes, her
2 signals
husband,
left?
Yeah, he's like
I
two
rode-
lights going left.
Yep,
one
I
right.
rode with Michelle's
Sometimes he
husband,
does
and
this.
he did it perfect. And, you know, I just really enjoy riding. And
Did they keep the girls and the guys separate? Did you
no,
guys
no,
ride
no,
as couples?
oh no, we had the prospects in the back.
Okay.
I rode pretty much close to my husband. I didn't ride side by side with him because, you know, it goes president, vice president, road captain,
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
So,
Pecking order.
but all those little peons, they rode in the back. And if they tried to cut me off, I would just go and cut them off because, dude, you gotta know your place. It's behind me. So,
Yeah.
And again, so that's a good point in going from a female into the male arena, a
Yeah.
woman riding in a group of
A club.
a
yeah.
club that's co-ed, right?
Yes.
Because if they have male and females, spirit bumps. That's co-ed. You still have to have that voice. You have to have that confidence that
Yeah.
we talk about when riding as
Yeah.
women. So you really had to maybe have a little bit more confidence and a little
Yeah.
bit more of an attitude. I hate to say bitch mode, but you know, hey, it is what it is
Yeah.
sometimes.
Well,
hey, I was
you know
born
what?
that way, I'm gonna die that way.
But the guys do that when they ride. They're not going out going like, oh my god, I can't believe I didn't like say something to Petey before I passed him. You know what I mean? They're like, hey Petey, yeah,
Hey,
let
Petey!
me know. Right here. You know? It's true though.
It
you know
is
what I
true.
mean?
It is true.
I like that one.
Yeah.
You know, but they're not like going home and like talking like, oh shucks, Mary. You know, I was so bummed out today because, you know, the guys were riding way too fast. No, they just like, they just fucking ride.
They
you
do,
know what I mean?
they do.
That's true.
And listen, I have heard some dudes come out and be like, yo man, I'm sorry I cut you off back there. Period. Right?
Yeah,
It's
you're like,
amazing,
oh,
right?
my
Like,
dudes, yay. Gotta
Yeah.
adjust my
oh
balls.
god, I gotta adjust them.
Oh yeah, the girl balls. I'm down here.
Michelle's touching
Listen,
vulva
I-
lips or
She's scratching
something.
her balls.
If I wasn't born a woman, Dave would be gay. You know, just saying. So club, right? So I'm like so curious about this. You know.
Yeah, I mean, we've
And,
always
like,
wanted
when-
to interview somebody that was in a club anyway.
Yeah, and then
For real.
to be like to have it, and I mean, so sorry for what you're going through.
That's fine.
But you know, I mean, this is like good, juicy show topic shit. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
yes.
And hopefully, there's some other ladies that are watching that can relate to it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
there was a
absolutely.
point where the club became more important than the relationship, obviously.
Yes, it sure did.
And so, how did it, like, what kind of things, I guess, would you experience? Like, did you get left behind? Were you not?
Yes,
when you took off?
I when I took off my patch, I did not really want to be around the people, and so I rode with my girlfriend, and we went and got our nails did. Hey, went shopping, had bungee cord, will travel. So
Kinda good
Yeah,
right there.
yeah.
you know, it kind of separated us, you know, because he was riding with his friends and their wives and stuff, and I was going this way. And
Because
so-
you can't ride with the club anymore now that you took
oh,
off your patch.
I could have rode with them.
Okay.
There's some people I just chose not to be around
Right.
because I didn't want to throat punch somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I
Oh,
crochet.
we know.
Trying to kill people, yeah, we know.
Yes, it was like I had to sidetrack myself. You know, the relationship part kind of fell by the wayside. You know,
Yeah.
we used to go camping and fishing and go hang out with other riders and enjoy our lives.
At some
And
point it turned, yeah.
yeah, at some point it kind of turned to where, you know, there wasn't that, you know, you and me against the world thing. And it really hurt my heart, you know.
Yeah.
Imagine.
So that's how I felt, you know. It was like he was going off with his friends and their wives and stuff, and he used to always send me pictures. Oh, I wish you were here. I wish you were here. I wish you were here. Well, I wish it wasn't all about the club. It was more about our relationship, you know.
I'm sure so many women can relate to that too, losing their significant other to the club lifestyle. And listen,
Yeah,
the club
do
lifestyle is really has a lot of benefits to it. There's a lot of camaraderie, so to speak, and a lot of,
Yes.
you know, always having people
Like a
that have your
family.
back and like
Yeah.
a family. So there's so many benefits about being a club member, and, you know, I have my son too, who was, affiliated for a while and is no longer, so I get it, right, about how it's good to have that family unity, right? But I also have seen how it can affect a relationship,
Yes, yeah,
right? And it's so amazing that you were actually with patched in,
yeah.
right? So being patched in, that's a whole nother level.
Yes.
And had you not been patched in, would you have been able to still ride in the pack, or would you have had to be behind the prospects?
The lackeys?
Yeah.
No, I would have still been able to ride, and, so, you know, and it's just, you know, it wasn't sunshine and rainbows after this club came around, you know, it was fun at first, you know, hey, you know, and, I used to tell my husband, you know, the only one that's gonna have your back would be me. Cause, you know,
Right.
it's like, you
Don't
know,
move,
when
dude.
you're in a relationship, it's like, you know,
Yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah.
bonded.
Mhm,
You know, the
right.
only one that comes before your relationship is God.
Mhm.
Well, and that's something I wanna add too. This was a Christian motorcycle group.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
So, and Janelle says over and over, like, they have their little bylaws.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
the big rule is, what?
God first.
God
God
first.
first, then your wife, then your family, then your club.
Yep.
And
It
it was.
got messed up somewhere
Yeah,
along the
it
way.
got
with
jumbled up,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And that's what really hurt my heart, because it was like, you know, I couldn't see how Christian people can talk nonsense about other people.
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
yeah.
We have another,
We have
which you're gonna
I'm
meet.
gonna I can't
Yeah.
wait for you to meet her. Kat.
So
Hi,
we're
Kat.
both like-
Hi, Kat.
Like,
Kat.
Hi, Kat.
Kat is part of another Christian Writers Association, right? And
Yeah.
she's a full patch member, and she's a minister, and she's a really good friend of ours. She's a female writer that's local that we like to ride with. She was in a couple of accidents and had to sell her motorcycles because she couldn't hold up. What did she have? A fat bod or a fat boy?
No,
or-
she had a slim. She had a
Oh,
slim
that's
like
right.
But she's similar, like, cause isn't it, it's male and female,
Yes.
right? It was,
Mhm.
it was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so you
Yeah.
could be patched as, you
Yeah.
know, whether you're,
Mhm.
and she was in a relationship with somebody that was in the club, that was in her club, I think she
Yeah.
brought that person into her
Yeah.
club. But, long story short, similar situation,
Yep.
you know,
Yes.
where
They got all those little,
Yeah.
those top
They
bylaws
got those-
mixed up,
yeah,
and
and
it was
it
going,
just
and
ruined the
now,
relationship,
she's with somebody who's not in the club,
yep.
Yes.
right? So it's nice that,
Which leads us to you, I didn't mean to interrupt, but after you finish that thought, because you
I
have.
lost that thought when you said it was going
Sorry.
away.
Well, you were saying like with the bylaws get mixed up.
Here, let me look for it. Oh, there it is.
So, yeah, like, similar thing, like those bylaws got mixed up, the relationship broke up, and, whether, I don't think it was because of the club, I think it's more personal with the person individually.
Yeah.
Right, that's true.
Right,
That's
it's
a good
always
point.
about where you are spiritually, where you are in your life on your journey. Because we are only one decision away from a bad decision,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And I tell people, because, you know, most of you guys know I'm really into, mentoring young women and people in early recovery, and one of the things that I say is, the decision you make right now is gonna affect 5 minutes from now.
Yes.
Right, so the decision you make today in this moment is going to affect 5 minutes, an hour, tomorrow, next week, next year.
Yep, we all have choices.
Right, so I think a lot of that has to do with the person and where they are, not the club itself, because the clubs were designed, they've been in
But there's gotta be something, like it definitely, the personality of the person
I'll
that
shoot.
joins the club, you know what I mean? There's gotta be, there's definitely a different dynamic between your relationship,
Yes.
you know, and my relationship.
Yes.
You know what I
Definitely
mean?
dynamics.
Dave gets pissed off at me, you know, Janelle witnessed it, he doesn't wait for me, cause we ride together, that he's like, well, fuck you.
I'm done.
And on,
Wow.
he's like, I know, she'll be behind me, and I'm like 5 minutes behind him, he's like, I'm mad at you, wah, and he just throttles it out, you know, he throttles it out.
Yeah.
But there's not this big club or group around it that's like, either, dude, why'd you do that, or, oh yeah, man, you showed her, didn't you? Like, it's just him in his own head and me in my own head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so.
And you guys
so
ride it out, and that's the best
we
part.
ride it out, we throttle it out, you know, we do what we can do, and sometimes when I get pissed at him, I slow down,
Yeah,
cause I know it pisses him off. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I'm just gonna do the little rider
do
cruise,
my
you know?
cut.
And he's mad, so he's wanting to go fast, and I'm like, well, oops, you know? But it's different with the club,
Yes,
I think,
yes.
because you've got all those other dynamics. So I think a relationship is gonna go through, you know, a normal relationship is gonna go through its things.
Yes,
Now,
yes.
which leads us to, like, what about being in a relationship with somebody that's like not even around bikes, has
So,
no interest in them?
Right, so
Like,
for
where
you
did
guys that are following
that
the
go?
show and have been following the show, Michelle's been pimping me out for over a year, we all
Yeah,
know
now I'm gonna
that.
pimp her out.
Now we're gonna pimp Janelle out.
Oh, thanks.
We're gonna do Janelle what Michelle did to me. No, but
Wow.
anyway, so I met
It's
somebody,
fine,
we've been
trust me.
dating,
You'll like it.
I'm scared.
a couple of weeks
You will
back.
like it.
A couple of weeks back, I had shared on a date that I had gone on, and it was really not fun. And I was very vocal about it, and I decided that I was extremely mean, so we've taken that stream down. It is
Yeah.
no longer available, and I apologize for if I offended anybody, but if I did, fuck you, because it's our show. And
Yes.
you know, I felt bad inside of me, so that's why I'm saying this, right? Like, it
Okay.
didn't sit well with me. As a person, as where I am in my journey, as spiritual as I am, I just felt like I was just probably off the chain that day. And it happens, and that's okay.
Mhm.
But I can retract it, and I can say, hey, listen, that wasn't really nice. And then I was afraid you would date me if they ever saw that. So anyway, so I'm dating somebody.
Like, challenge accepted.
I know, but so anyway, so now I've met somebody
My baby
else.
elephant. Sorry.
I met this guy probably in January. We've talked a whole bunch of times. We both had really busy lives, and so we started dating, and it's been going really well. We really like each other. Blah blah blah. We're very happy, laughing. Asked me if he wanted to ride venture my bike because he doesn't have one, and he came back with, "No, I'm sorry, but motorcycles really aren't my thing." And I'm like, "Well, that's good because I was only joking, unless you were full throttle, right? Then you could ride on the back of my bike." So I found out that he doesn't have an interest in motorcycles,
Interesting.
right? Because that was one of my prerequisites on my prerequisite list, that you had to ride, you had to be in a lifestyle, because
Yep.
it's such a big part of my life. However, I've discovered that having a partner that doesn't ride actually gives me a piece of freedom
Yeah.
that some people that are in a relationship that both ride, they might have, but they might not have, right? Like, so, very upfront and honest about who I am, what I am in my life, and what I do with my life, right? And we do lady rides, we do a lot of stuff for female riders. I love to ride. And I said to him the other day, last night as a matter of fact,
Right.
over to the house. I said, I feel like I have a double life. He's like, why? I'm like, because the only time I'm in this car is when I drive over here, because it's the only time I drive the car. I'm
Yeah.
always on my motorcycle,
Yes.
right? So, he's like, I do just think it's pretty cool that you ride a motorcycle, blah, 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 right? And it is, it's nice, but on the flip side, to me, it gives me the availability to stay, I wouldn't say separated, but I like the fact that we're dating and we have our own lives,
Yeah.
right? Because I've always been a rider, I've always been around bikes, I've always been around clubs. We meet, then we figure it out. We meet, we move in 2 weeks later. And then we'll figure out the relationship.
I
I'm
love
at a
that-
point-
I love that Amy's whispering the word fuck. It's like, this show is not safe for children.
No, this is not a
But
kid friendly
I
show.
love that. I wanna go back and edit it, put like beep.
Yeah.
Sticker over her mouth.
So this, maybe this new guy doesn't swear, I don't know, but.
No, yes, he does.
They meet, they,
Right, well, I used to. I'd meet a dude in the bar and be like, yeah, boy, let's go. Right, hotel, there we go. So, to meet somebody now in my life, that's not who I am anymore, Like I value myself, I have a lot more self-worth, and I'm not saying that women who meet somebody and fuck them the same night don't have that. I'm not saying that. I walked that path for
It's
a
just
long
like
time,
where
it's
you
just
are.
not who I am today.
So,
Right, so really into me today.
let's get back to the non-rider. Do you
Mhm.
think if that relationship was to progress, that would cause problems in the relationship, or do
No.
you think that would
No.
keep it, like, so that you still had your little separate?
Listen,
'Cause
when
I
you're,
know-
when you're in a relationship with somebody, you have to have your own identity,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
And I always lost my identity in another person.
Yeah,
Amen to
So,
that,
for
sister.
real, and that's what we do as women, because we're caretakers,
Yeah,
right?
it's true.
We're caretakers, we're mothers, we're givers, that is our purpose on this life, is to, that's why God wired us the way we do. That's why
Yeah.
we reproduce and they don't. We are the givers of life, the carers of life, the comforters, that we are the women.
We're the sponges.
Mother maiden crones, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And we lose ourselves in our family unit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Most women find themselves unhappy after 5 years of 10 years of marriage because I got married, I had kids, and I don't have me anymore.
I don't know
Yeah.
who I am. Yeah.
I don't have me anymore.
Yeah.
So in 2018, when I decided I'm changing my whole life, I'm gonna figure out who the hell Amy is. I didn't date for 3 years because I didn't know what I wanted. I kind of know what I want now. And
Yeah.
one of the things that I really strided on myself was I don't want to lose myself in a relationship.
Amen.
Because I have a very full, happy, blessed life myself.
Mhm.
I have created that life for myself and I do not want to lose that life in any way. I want to meet somebody who can enhance it, not take away from it,
Mhm.
Yes.
right? I want somebody who's going to be like, yay! And come here!
Yeah.
Come on.
Right?
You're not spending enough time with me.
Right.
Yeah.
Why didn't you text me at 10 o'clock this morning?
Come on.
Or,
Oh, he's talking to you.
I'm gonna leave 5 minutes before you do. But I
Yeah.
do wanna say, pre-Dave,
Yeah.
I was in a relationship with somebody that didn't
I'm
ride.
sweating, I was talking too much.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we lived together. We lived in the same house. And you're right. It was great to have, and I didn't even think twice about riding.
Yeah.
I went out, I rode, I met my riding people, I rode
Yeah,
by
yeah.
myself,
Yep.
whatever it took. I
Yes.
went and did my thing, and it was fine. But we did do a lot of things separately.
Yeah.
And so I feel that relationship didn't work itself out. It probably would have never worked itself out,
Yep.
whether he rode or whether he didn't.
Yep.
Yes.
But
Sorry,
I
I'm
think
sweating my
that-
ass off right now.
I think that for me, just because I'm in a different space, I'm representing the women that I like. When I knew Dave, when I found out Dave rode, I was excited. I was like, yes, because it's something we were both passionate about. you
Right,
know what I
right,
mean?
right.
And if we're sitting around the coffee going, what do you want? Oh, I really want to take a ride today. Let's take a nice little ride. And he's like, all right, let's do it. We throw on our clothes and we ride and we have a date. So for me, it was better having somebody that rode. But I can understand where does that division come in?
So, and listen, this is just where I'm at in my journey.
Yeah.
Like Michelle and Dave are married, but they're best friends.
Yes.
They do everything together. They are very happy together. Of course, they have. Everyone has ups and downs. Everyone has little arguments.
yeah, it's all
They never
relationships.
last. You guys are a team unit. You do everything as a team. This
Yes.
business, the house,
Yeah.
the grocery shopping, the laundry. I mean, everything's a team unit.
So those are the women I represent.
Those are the women you represent. The happy married women who have that good
We
partnership,
have the
that have
friendship
that
with
beautiful unity,
Yes.
you know. And here I am trying to figure out a new relationship
Yeah.
and how to incorporate that into my riding
It's
lifestyle
not
when he
10
doesn't
o'clock yet, so
ride.
we're not answering the phone.
Right.
Yeah,
No,
so
so just
you're-
call back in 15
So
minutes.
you're representing those women that are like just starting afresh or in a relationship. Really, you're representing the women that are in a relationship with someone that doesn't ride.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
your flag
Yeah.
today,
Yeah.
and your flag,
My-
like you're representing like
yeah.
a lot of shit.
I'm
actually.
representing a whole lot of shit. You know, and don't get
She's
me
a whole
don't-
lot of Janelle.
Don't
a
get
whole
me wrong.
lot of shit.
You know, my husband was my best friend.
Yep.
And, I never thought, I was comfortable, and, just when I got
Right.
comfortable, it was like, see you later, and, it fell apart. And,
Crush it.
it's like, we were a ride and die team. And then, it just kind of fell by the wayside. you know, and I don't play second fiddle to anybody, for anybody that's watching.
Yeah. Nor
I-
should you, yeah.
No, it should be
Perspective,
side by
dating,
side.
Yeah.
You know, when you're in a relationship, that's your partner, you know?
Yeah.
So, do you think that when you pulled back from the club itself, that could have been kind of your side of it? Like, I'm done with this kind of lifestyle, I want a different life, and he's like, this is
You
still
know,
my
I
life?
kinda did, I kinda felt like that put a damper on it. I
Okay.
felt that, you know, once I took that patch off, but you know, I'm a person, I flip people off, I cuss like a sailor, so I had no business, being in a Christian club.
Right.
So, hey,
We just get
see, I came out here for the love, I get bop, bop, you know?
And it's true, right? And so for you, you like, you represent the woman who has lost.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a phoenix
She's
rising
lost.
right now. She's just down in the ashes. She's rebuilding. She's rustling those tail feathers
Yeah.
up. She's gonna recode them.
Yeah,
It's
when
a
I
good
when I
juju.
called Michelle, I was like, listen, I just need to be loved on because my heart is breaking in a million pieces. And I thought that, you know, I thought that I was this hard woman, ooh, I can handle this, you know. But, oh gosh, no.
We're so
I was
softies.
freaking ball babying, I was angry, I was, you know, everything. And I tried to go to Colorado and I got burnt there.
Lying
Yeah.
success.
You don't even want to know that story. So then after that experience, I called Michelle and I was like, listen, I am broken. I am so broken. And my heart's breaking in a million pieces and I just need to be loved on. I need somebody to hug me and tell me everything's gonna be okay. You know,
So
because
she came to
it was like, you know, my first relationship was 16 years, my second relationship was 17 years, and it was like I felt like 32 years of my life. I mean, yes, I got beautiful children out of it, I got grandchildren, and, you know, it's like, I just felt like my whole world was falling apart.
And your first relationship, he rode too.
Yeah, he
'Cause we
rode,
used to ride for ice cream.
he rode a little bit,
Very fast on
and,
my way.
yeah, but he was just
We were young.
Yeah, he was a total ass, so, I got 3 beautiful kids from him, so, you know,
right.
that's all that
Yeah.
matters, you know, and, happy birthday to my son soon, he'll be 32 on the 4th.
You old bitch.
That's tomorrow, isn't it?
I know, yeah, on the 4th, he'll be 32, and I'm a grandmother of 7. So I have 6 little granddaughters and 1 little grandson. Hi babies, Nana loves you. I you know, and it was hard for me because, you know, my whole life was in Northern California. So I went to Colorado for a little bit and everybody's like, well, why don't you come back to California? Well, I knew if I went back to California, I would probably end up catching a case. So I ended up
Catching a case,
reeling my anger back, you know, and not going back to all my friends and come out to Florida. I don't know anybody except for Michelle and Amy and her husband. But it's like, you know, I wanted to start over new, you know, and I love to fish and everything. I'll pack my bag right on my bike.
Have you fished yet?
No, I haven't fished yet.
Yeah, and there's all those ponds and
I was
Yeah,
thinking
right.
about Okeechobee, you know, and yeah, somebody
Love to
told
go
me
to
there's
Lake
excellent
Okeechobee.
fishing up there.
I
So,
would love to go to Lake Okeechobee. I will be your cheerleader. I will bring a book. You will bring your rod, and we will just sit
bring my
there.
rod.
Yeah, yeah. She fits
Wait a
in so
minute, aren't you
well.
already seeing somebody?
Should
I was
have
not
time for a little female rod.
Just saying.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we
choked
have
on
gray
my
skies.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we have gray skies. And Janelle wrote in, Dave wrote in. I might go grab the bike and take a ride with Janelle myself.
I didn't ride in because I brought in my printer.
Yeah, she had her box with her.
I have my box with me
It was
too.
a big box.
Just saying, I have my box with me too, and it's a laminator. Gotta seal that
So
shit up.
They both brought their boxes.
We had to
They
drive
came
it
prepared.
'cause we had
And she
to-
brought the rod, just saying.
we had to ride, we had to take the cages in because we have really big boxes.
I love it.
my god.
I like when my
I
box
love
gets played with.
Found
I know, I can't believe we can't talk about it. She really likes this guy.
I do.
So we can't talk about it, but I'm really glad that she do that, because it kinda just leaves y'all like guessing, like her box got played with it. Which one is the box that she brought in? Is the box that she brought out last night? What
The box is
it?
all
Who
ripped
played
up.
with it?
Is it your toolbox?
The box is all ripped up, I have to say. Well, listen, I'm looking at my laminator box
Would
that's
you,
ripped
would you
apart.
trim it with
Just
a
like-
Ginsu?
Yup,
I have
it's been that long.
Usually in the beginning of the show, we ask you to share and sprinkle and let us know that you shared, and then you can win one of our Chicks That Ride calendar. We have a few more that are left. Kat won it last week. We still have to ride out and give it to her,
Yeah, we do.
you know? But I think this week, what I'm gonna do is, you have 1 week. You have 1 week, your challenge, should you
Dun,
choose
dun,
to expect it? Should you choose to accept
Accept it.
is to go through our archives, and if you can find a show that we've done where we did not talk about anything like the female genitalia, the male genitalia, sex of any kind.
I'm
Anything
just gonna
swearing-
say, don't bother wasting your time, cause I don't believe that there's been one
No
episode,
filter.
because we always talk about penis and vagina,
I know.
and that's okay.
Yeah.
There is one that's out there that I know of. And
Really?
ones that we've cut up and made into like product highlights, they don't count. And even during those, I think we talked about some sort of genitalia.
You know, I came across Dick in the Box the other day, and I almost sent it to my new friend, but I'm like,
Did you pull it out of the box?
no, you
haven't
haven't
seen
seen
it?
it?
Oh, bring it
Oh,
on.
my God.
I'm like showing the video. It's like my favorite Christmas
It
Day
is.
video. And she's like, if somebody gave me that, I probably, and she just froze. She was like, like people probably thought the screen was frozen. They were like, hello, Amy, hello.
Yeah.
And I was like, you would what? And she's like, I'd probably take it because I don't have one right now.
The dude's like flipping his penis around, and a box is going up and down, and I'm like, what is this a video? I'm like, fuck the popcorn, baby. Just give me the box.
Don't even put it in a box at this point. Just bring it
Just
over.
whip it out.
Just bring it over.
Let me chow on it.
So we have a few more of our 2022 Chicks That Ride calendars. We are in April, so we are giving these away. We did end up.
April is Robin.
Wow,
You opened
April,
right up
I
to
opened
it.
Right to Robin. And
What up, Robin?
And Robin says, "Die with memories, not dreams." And this is really cool because this is another. She represents a whole different kind of woman because she represents the woman who always promised, made plans to ride with her ride or die. You know, they never rode together. He died before they really realized that
Oh.
dream. So she's riding in honor of him. And I meet a lot of
Ah,
women that do
great.
that had said, like, my husband and I, when we retired, we were always gonna do this,
Yep.
or get back on bikes,
Yep.
and then, you know, they found themselves back around. But you could win this if you can find an episode, a full episode, that Amy and I have done, or even with a guest, that we didn't talk about.
Vagina. So you put your pinky out.
Oh, yeah, that, we took that one down.
Since we don't have to talk about this one or this one,
We took, yeah.
it was this one that we took down.
Yes.
Double stuffed
If you
Oreo
missed
friend.
it, oh my god.
Double stuffed Oreo friend.
Listen, my friends were here visiting from Massachusetts, and they are like, let me tell you.
Listen,
the
you're
people
free
in the
flowing.
town- We're in a small town, we grew up in a small town together, and I can't, well, no, we took the video down, so nobody will really know who it was. And we had a blast, we would go out all the time, and reminded me of my mom, you know, be dancing, and be like,
Ah.
how you doing, you know? And so the small town is like, oh my god, they're like hustlers, they're like body snatchers,
They're like
gonna steal our
swingers.
women, and yeah, they were like
They're
labeled.
gonna take
So-
you and snatch you up.
So these are people that like can handle it, like
Right.
they send, like they have sick humor like us.
They
And-
really do.
Some of us are
They
So
had to
that's
leave
this is
the
the
room.
best part.
They had to leave the room because they were like, oh my god, we were like,
They're like, this guy's gonna come find them and kill her.
rocks at the window, and we're like, no. Because you
No.
call that Dave.
No.
He doesn't even have to talk. He's like,
Yeah.
hello.
No, and that's
I'm
the
super
thing,
Dave.
right? So that's another thing I'm kind of keeping separate in my dating relationship that I'm dating now. I,
I mean,
really
you're
like
you're
it.
keeping like him right out, like you're like, no motorcycle riding for you ever. Like,
No,
he wakes
and
up
it's
in the
like-
morning, it's like,
And I'm
maybe
like,
I'll ride.
Mhm.
do a
You'd be
ladies
like-
riding show. I have
Yeah.
spiritual business. I do a lady riding show, and we were out last night, and I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta get ready. I got stuff I still have to do for my show in the morning. He's like, oh, that's right. You do a podcast, right? I'm like,
You
yeah.
gotta do your little podcast.
Yeah, I have a podcast. Yeah, yeah, it's a podcast.
Huh.
So listen, we're pretty, funny and jokey with each other anyway. So it wouldn't surprise him if he ever came across one of our videos. It really wouldn't. He would just see how crazy I really am. And it's a little too soon for that.
Not ready. Yeah, so Dave sees it all the time, but that's all right. We'll get it.
Bend you over, grab your hair, and smack your ass. Then rub it a little.
Huh. As long as you pull my hair.
I would like to have a
She's got
motorcycle
ponies,
race.
too.
I know.
Ah, ride, Sally,
Yes.
ride.
The sun's coming out. These guys might go fishing.
Yeah!
They might go fishing today.
Listen, I have so much stuff to do at my house. I took a week
You
off of
box,
work.
you have all-
I took a week off of work this week. That's how much I got done at my
No,
house.
I thought, but
I decorate. Oh, that's a perfect hole. Look at that.
that's a mighty small object you got going in that hole, lady.
Okay, let's try the thumb.
It's like a hot dog in the hallway.
Huh.
So the hot dog, you guys have heard of the hot dog in the hallway,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So my brother.
I've never heard of the hot dog in the hallway,
You've
guys.
never heard of
Just
the hot
say.
dog in the hallway?
No.
Okay, so
Oh my
we're
gosh.
having a conversation with my mom, right? Bless her, miss her so much.
Right, right.
So my mom and my brother, and my brother slept with all of my sister's friends, all of her friends.
Brother.
He was like the older brother, and he's like, some of them would even come up to his room, and
Yeah,
he'd
yeah.
be in the middle of the night, okay, all of them except for one. So we're talking, having some drinks or whatever. I said, well, why didn't you sleep with that one? And he says, oh, Michelle, it's like hot dog in the hallway, right? And so my mother goes, oh, okay, how? We all laughed, and my mother's like, well,
What's
I
hot
don't
dog in
get
the
it.
hallway?
yeah, I don't get it. What's hot dog in the hallway? And I said, okay, Mom. I said, hot dog, hallway. Right?
Oh, so she was really big.
Yeah. So my mother goes,
Ew.
so my mother goes, oh, all right. So I'm the hallway. And I'm like, no! You never want to be the hallway.
Well, in that case,
Kegels.
in that case, well, in that case.
I think we pissed ourselves laughing. So ladies, you never
wanna be the hot dog in the hallway.
No, you can be the hot dog sometimes. They sell things for that, but you never want to be the hallway. Okay, anyway, so that's about all the time that we have for today.
that my mom
All right, I just want to leave it off for me as, don't wait till tomorrow to do something, do it
Yeah.
today. Because you never know if, what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Like I said, in 2012, I was dead on scene. I went 264 feet with a motorcycle, and I guess heaven didn't want me. Hell was afraid I'd take over.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you have a partner and you are ride and die, don't wait until tomorrow.
To fix
Do
it.
it today.
Right. Right. Take
Yeah.
the time
I
today
love that.
to love who you're with
Exactly.
and to love your own life.
Which brings us back to where I left off.
Which is, I have spirit bumps everywhere.
I
all
know,
the way
I
up
just
and
got
down my
chills.
body, right?
Robin's, all of our chicks in the calendar have a saying. That's their saying.
Oh my God, die with
Die
memories.
with memories, not dreams.
Yes.
So right, if you are in a position in your life today and
Love it.
you
Love
need a
it.
little moral support, you can always call on the Chicks That Ride. We are all about inspiring and encouraging and just uplifting
Yep.
other women.
And
Because
laughter
we
therapy.
have each other to do that, right?
Yes.
And if you're in a relationship and you're having issues, talk it out, work it out, and if you can't,
Yep.
don't wait for it to fix itself. It's not
Right,
gonna
I know.
happen.
Yeah. Go
What are
get
you
some
gonna do?
wind
Follow
therapy.
This one was like
Oh, can I say something?
such a ball of energy when she got here,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
all balled up.
Yeah, now she's
like,
all happy.
I just need I need to get on the bike. I need to get on the bike. I need to
And
get
we
on the
did,
bike.
we rode.
And your energy just kind of
We
Yeah.
rode and I rode her right to the beach and made her walk the beach, and that was
And
like
I found
so.
a seashell with a J.
And she did. She found a seashell with a J on it, and I said, if that isn't spirit letting you know you're right where you're supposed to be,
Yes,
then I
yes.
don't know what is. Shoot, I had something really good to say. Oh, okay. So the new friend, we'll call him Mr. M. Okay, that's
He has
good,
a
Mr.
cool-
M.
He has a cool initial.
He does.
Boom, 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 boom.
So
boom.
Mr. M loves wind therapy.
What does he surf?
He has a boat.
Oh,
and he
fishing
loves
girl.
to go really fast on his dual whatever they are. I don't know anything about boats. I'm sorry, Mr. M. I'll learn. I love new knowledge. But
I
they're
like to
really
fish.
big. The boat's really big. It's really deep, and it has trouble going in and out of the channel to fish. But he
'Cause
loves
it's so big, it
the
has trouble getting in and out of the
It's
channel.
so big.
Sorry.
blushing.
I love these girls. I just love them. And on that note, it's Saturday. We're really glad that you joined us. We're about ready to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank
today,
you for
Janelle.
letting me share with you, and I
She's
probably
this
will
one,
be
she's
here more often. So love you all.
I don't know what
Mwah.
Grandma says, but Grandma says something.
Quantity, Bella.
No. Oh, Bella, you're beautiful. Okay.
Mhm.
Peace.
Ciao, Bellas.
Peace.
All right, now everybody keep smiling.